Hello and welcome to Kognito Key. Today we're going to unlock a really simple secret to growing one of the most amazing plants you can have right in your home, the incredible aloe vera. So let's just dive right in, shall we?
I mean, who doesn't love an aloe vera plant? It's just gorgeous, isn't it? It's one of those beautiful succulents that not only looks great, but is also packed, and I mean packed, with benefits. And you know, growing your own is such a rewarding experience, and I'm going to show you just how surprisingly easy it can be.
Okay, so first things first, what exactly is a succulent? Well, think of it as a plant with these thick, really fleshy leaves that are basically little water storage tanks. And this simple design is what makes them so incredibly tough and, here's the good news for us, so easy to look after. And aloe vera, it's the perfect example of this.
So you've got an aloe plant, and you want to grow a new one from it. How do you do that? Well, there are two common ways you can go about it, but, and this is the important part, I'm going to tell you right now that only one of these methods is really going to work out for you. The other one, not so much. Right, so let's look at these two methods. On one hand, you have propagating from pups. Those are the little baby shoots that pop up from the base of the main plant. With this way, your success rate is super high. Then on the other hand, you have trying to grow a new plant from a single leaf cutting. And with this approach, well, your chances of success are, let's just say, pretty slim. Let's break down why that is. Okay, so for that reason, we're going to focus on what I call the surefire pup method. Honestly, this is your absolute best way to get a brand new thriving aloe vera plant. So let's go through it step by step.
First up, we need to get our supplies ready. Now, a terracotta or a ceramic pot is really your best bet, mainly because it helps the soil dry out nice and evenly. But the most crucial thing, and I cannot stress this enough, is that your pot must have a drainage hole at the bottom. Aloe vera really hates having wet feet, you know? And you'll also want to grab a well-draining potting mix, something made for succulents, not just regular soil from your garden.
Step 1, find the pup. So take a look at the base of your big aloe plant. You're looking for these smaller, kind of lighter green shoots. You'll know a pup is ready to move out on its own when it's about 1/5 the size of its parent and has at least 4 of its own leaves. That's the sweet spot.
All right, next up is the tricky bit, the separation. What I find easiest is to gently take the whole parent plant out of its pot. Then you can brush away the soil and you'll clearly see where the little pup is attached. Now grab a clean, sharp knife and carefully cut it away. And here it is, the most important part of this whole process. You have to make sure the pup has its own complete set of roots. This is absolutely vital for it to survive.
Okay, step 3. It's time to pot your new baby pup. So, fill your new pot with that good, well-draining soil we talked about. Make a little hole deep enough to cover all the roots and about 1/4 of the shoot itself. Just pop the pup in, fill the soil in around it, and pat it down gently. See? Simple as that.
And now we're at the final and maybe the most surprising step of all. You're going to dampen the soil just once and then you do nothing. You wait. Do not water it again for a whole week. I know. It feels so wrong, but you have to trust me. This little break is so important. It gives the plant time to grow new roots, and it prevents that horrible rot from setting in.
But I can already hear you asking, what if I only have a leaf cutting? What if a friend gave me one? It's a really common situation. So let's quickly talk about that option, even though it's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, we're calling this the leaf cutting gamble, and for a good reason. Because honestly, it often doesn't work. But hey, if it's your only option, it's worth a shot, right? Just go into it knowing that your biggest enemy is going to be rot. So here's how you try it. First, you cut a healthy leaf. Make sure it's at least 8 centimeters long. Then, and this part is absolutely critical, you have to let it dry in a warm spot for several days. You're waiting until a thin film forms over the cut end. That little film is like a shield that protects it from rotting. Once you see that, you can stick the cut end down into the soil, spritz it with water every now and then for about 4 weeks, and basically just cross your fingers and hope for the best.
And this really gets to the heart of the problem. You see, aloe vera leaves have so much water in them, they have so much moisture, that they usually just rot away before they even get a chance to grow any new roots. And that's exactly why this method is so unreliable, especially when you compare it to using a pup that already has its own little root system ready to go.
Okay, so let's say you've succeeded. Your new plant is potted up, now what? How do you keep it happy and thriving? Let's go over some really simple care essentials.
Honestly, taking care of it is super simple. First rule, only water it when the soil is totally dry. You can stick your finger in to check. Second, it loves bright but indirect sunlight, so a windowsill is just perfect. Third, it's not a heavy feeder, so it only needs fertilizer once a year, right in the spring. And finally, just keep an eye out for any of those common little houseplant bugs. That's it.
So, after all that, what's the one crucial thing I really want you to take away from this? It's simple. Using a baby pup that already has its own roots is, by far, the easiest and most successful way to grow your very own aloe vera plant. No question.
And now that you know the secret for aloe, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other amazing plants could you grow and multiply if you just knew their little secrets? The possibilities are pretty much endless.
Thank you so much for watching Kognito Key today. If you found this helpful, please do give this a like, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips. We'll see you next time.